All right, everybody, today we're going to do an IND. I'm also going to do draping of the IND. Everyone should have one of these models, which is going to be your fake abscess for the day, and inside is your abscessed material. Everyone should also have their blue bucket. We're going to give you some gauze as well as some alcohol, some tape. Make sure you have your packing gauze. Everyone's going to be receiving some saline for irrigation, some sterile gauze, a fenestrated drape. We're also going to have a Q-tip, a blade, a syringe, and then instruments. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and open these. It is a clean procedure. It is not a sterile procedure, so we do not need sterile gloves, but I would like you guys to get in the habit of opening things onto a clean surface and don't handle it with your bare hands. So everyone should have their chuck. Make sure it is down on the table. Go ahead and open up your blade. Open up your cotton tip applicator just enough to keep the bottoms of it open. We want the cotton tip still in here because this is going to be our culture swab. So again, just enough to expose the bottom tip, and we want to leave it in the packaging. Some sterile gauze. Let me go ahead and open it. Sterile gauze. Go ahead and open up. Okay. All right. We're going to go ahead and get started with the procedure. Okay, so everyone's going to put your model in front of you, just like it would be on your exam table. So there's your model. For your fenestrated drape, I'm going to go ahead and open that. I usually pick this up along the corners of it to try and keep the inside of it clean. Again, not sterile, but we do want to kind of keep it clean. So go ahead and open it. As you open it, you will see there is a hole in the middle. That hole is where you want to put over top of the wound that we're going to be treating. So I'm just going to lay it right over top of this, like that. Again, try and keep this area clean. I'm going to put that there. All right, I'm going to go ahead and move my instruments now on top so I can see everything that I'm using. All right, at this point, I'm going to go ahead and put my gloves on. Okay. All right, so we're going to go ahead, pull our gauze out. This is our gauze in the container. This one over here is our sterile gauze. Make sure you have your alcohol preps ready as well. We're going to go ahead and clean the abscessed area. So starting in the middle, circular motion 3 times around, let it dry, grab another alcohol wipe, do the same thing, starting in the middle, 3 times around, make sure it's a wide area of where you're going to be draining the abscess, and then 3rd time, same thing, go ahead in, wide area. When you're done with that, you can go ahead and throw away your prep material. You should also use 3 separate alcohol swabs for the prep, not the same one. I just use the same one to conserve materials while I'm demonstrating. Next thing I'm going to do is go ahead and pour some of my saline into this container. It's going to be my irrigation. Get my 60 cc syringe, fill it up with the irrigation solution, and have it ready to go. I'm going to also open up my packing material and have this ready to go. I'm going to go ahead and use my forceps to go ahead and pull out the packing material at the tip. So I'm ready to start. It's right there. Okay. All right, so now I'm going to be ready to start. At this point, you're going to go ahead and do your field block. I'm not going to be demonstrating that today as we did that last week. So go ahead and do your field block. In addition to the field block, you're going to need to do a block just on the dome of the abscess, kind of in a straight line, right where you're going to make that incision. For the blade, pull straight out, because if you start twisting, you'll go ahead and cut yourself. If you can see, it's a very pointed blade. You want to use this particular blade. It's an 11 blade for an abscess drainage. It does help get in there. I'm also going to go ahead and feel for my area of fluctuance. Once I have my point of fluctuance, I'm going to go ahead and essentially jab my blade into the area And then I'm going to go ahead and turn it around so I don't stab myself. I'm going to start making a wide incision. And as you can see, one long line. Go ahead and dispose of the blade in the proper sharps container. As you can see, the purulence is starting to come out. What I typically do is wipe that off. I'm going to next grab my cotton tip applicator. I'm going to go inside the wound to get a good culture. Don't want to do it from the skin, so I'm inside, get a good culture. I'm going to go ahead and send this off to culture. Okay, so that's going to go off to culture. Next thing I'm going to do is milk this. So I take 2 pieces of gauze. I tend to kind of cover the top of it as I'm milking it because sometimes it comes back at me very forcefully, and I really don't want it to come back in my face. So, all right. There is a lot of goop in these. I might need some more gauze. All right, we're just gonna have to reuse the gauze we got. All right, so when we're like practically out of stuff, we're gonna go ahead and take our hemostats and we're gonna go inside and we're gonna go like this with the hemostats. And essentially that is breaking up any inside material. You wanna make sure you go in there and you're going all the way around and you are opening up that abscess. Good. Next thing I do, I'm going to take my irrigation. I'm going to stick it in and I'm going to irrigate my abscess. Let's run it nice and clean, get a little bit more irrigation solution. Okay, you want to keep doing that until it's nice and clean and there's no more purulence coming out of the abscess. All right, so as you can see as I press on it, it's nice and clean. Next step I'm going to do is take my second cotton tip applicator, just go inside and make sure that I haven't missed any more purulence. Okay. And then the final step is going to be the packing. So I typically get a nice clean piece of gauze, wipe off my hemostats that I used, or you can use your pickups, or if you have a cleaned cotton tip applicator, you can use any of those. I'm going to go ahead and take my packing, grab by the tip, I'm going to stick right inside the wound. As you can see, I leave it in there. I'm going to grab a piece about this far out. I'm going to push that in. Again, grab a piece out here. I'm going to push that in, and I'm making sure that I am essentially packing in all directions of that abscess. Once I have it snug, it doesn't need to be super tight. I'm going to go ahead and cut my gauze. All right, cut the iodoform gauze. Leave a tail so that you can pull it out. As you can see, I left that tail. And then the next step is going to take that last clean piece of gauze, which I don't have, so I'm going to improvise right now, and go ahead and put it over top. And then I move everything anything I can throw away is going to stay right on top of this paper. All instruments are going to go right off of the drape. Again, anything I can throw away is going to come right on top. And I'm just going to roll this up. Move it from the patient. And I'm left with the abscess. And I'm going to go ahead and take a piece of tape. And go ahead and put the tape on top. And now that's it.